Hey everyone, it's Andy with the Reverb Tone Report, and today we're checking out the MXR Joshua Ambient Echo. And there are a lot of things going on with this digital delay to put it in that ambient category, like modulation, octaves, and even reverb. So let's check it out. The MXR Joshua is a powerful ambient delay armed with tap tempo, which comes with easy to set tap divisions, including dotted eighth, triplet, and a favorite dual delay setting heard by the artist who always pushes his delay tone to the edge. Speaking of dual delay, you can access even more by adding a second quarter note delay on top of any of the subdivisions. Mix that with gentle modulation or even fast warped vibrato with the mod knob, while the voice adds sub, single, and 2 octaves up to the delay effect, providing that glorious note bloom and pad-like trails to this stereo delay. Like we've seen in the MXR Reverb and Tremolo, there are plenty of tweaks under the hood by holding either the trails or second delay button while adjusting knobs. But the biggest bonus is a reverb effect, complete with mix and decay, that adds that ethereal touch to this ambient echo. Plus, the control jack can also double as a stereo out if you don't want to use TRS, as well as tap tempo and expression control for easy morphing between two completely different settings. The MXR Joshua can be as simple or as complex as you need, and you can find it right here on Reverb. Let's just start off real simple with a basic digital delay, and then we'll get into those other parameters like the second echo, the modulation, and those octave voices. Let's just switch over to the next subdivision. I'm going to get into tap tempo just by holding the foot switch. And this last division is sort of a bonus because it gives you dual delay, even though you can get that with the switch on other tap divisions. So this one is an eighth and a dotted eighth, and let's just slow things down with that tap tempo and just get a classic, edge sound. And with this dual delay setting, let's just add a bit of modulation, and it really just fills out the sound. And again, we haven't even touched the octave settings or the extra reverb in here. And with faster settings, you really get kind of an organ sound. So while we're here, let's just introduce those octaves into the delay signal. I'm just going to back off on this master mix, which is also controlling the delay and the octaves. Now let's get into that second echo. You just heard a bit of it with that extra feature in the tap subdivisions, but you could really add that second echo to anything. And later on with those advanced features, you could actually change the default second echo from a quarter to any other division you want. But let's just go back to the dotted eighth and then add that quarter note and see what kind of rhythm it gives us. And with eighth and quarter, it sounds really similar to a classic multi-head tape delay, so let's speed things up a bit. And on top of having a secondary echo, the modulation, and even those octave voicings, you could actually put this whole thing in a bigger space, make it more ambient with some reverb. And the great thing about these secondary controls is they're very intuitive. So the mix, if you hold the trails button down, is the reverb mix. And the same goes with regeneration. So it just extends the decay of the reverb. Let's just make that reverb a little bit bigger. And there's one final feature to show you, and that's using the expression pedal to blend between two completely different settings here. I've chosen to keep the chord delay time the same on the heel and toe positions, but you'll see when I get to the toe, it actually turns on the secondary delay, and there's all kinds of other tweaks here. You'll hear faster modulation, and of course the octave voices come in as I move the pedal forward. Well, there you go. That is the MXR Joshua Ambient Echo, certainly living up to its name. You could really get some interesting textures there with all the octave voicings, the modulation, and of course that second echo on top of everything. You can check it out right here on Reverb. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.